Welcome to Art Pays Me. This time I'm chatting with Kordeena Clayton. Kordeena and I, we were matched up in the 2023-2024 Visual Arts Nova Scotia mentorship program, and we're pretty good friends now after that experience. It was a lot of fun, a lot of learning, and as much as I was her mentor, a lot of times she was mentoring me. And this conversation kind of happened roughly halfway through that program, and we just kind of got into some of the challenges that we face as Black artists in Nova Scotia, and some of the challenges that come with being a parent that makes art, and just being busy, and also being multi-passionate and having a lot of different ideas of what goes into your creative output, and what it looks like to create platforms for yourself when you feel like those opportunities don't exist. And the interesting thing is some of the things that Cordina talks about, like uh, an exhibition that she had basically said she was hoping to have done. It actually did come together, and it did work out. So it was fun listening back and hearing her talk about these things that she had dreamed up, and to know that they actually became a reality. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this one. Peace. Welcome to Art Pays Me. Today we have a special guest. This is Kordeena Clayton. So a lot of you might know Kordeena as She Nubian, from a previous existence online, et cetera, et cetera. And I've always wondered who this individual was, and then Vans actually connected us through the mentorship program. So her and I are going to be working together, and I was like, oh, dope. And it turned out we had so much in common. It's like similar birthdays, and both kind of like weird and reclusive in different ways. And
It. Love it.
but I'm talking too much. Cordina, I'll let you intro yourself.
Intro myself. I'm born and raised in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I am eighth generation African Nova Scotian. I've been painting or doing art, I should say, since I can remember, but took it seriously when I was about 26. And now I'm just dabbling in everything that feels good. So photography, film, sculpting, yeah, zero training. I just do what I need to do and get it done.
So you said you've been like an artist for as long as you can remember, but like, were you also like an outside of the box thinker as a kid too, in general?
Yeah, I liked to be like organized, but not so much when it came to creativity. Whatever
Mm.
came to mind, I would just like do. I've always done well in like my art classes, and yeah, my imagination just like kept going. I've always seen things like in an art form, if that
Hmm.
makes sense. Like looking at a cup, I'll be like, I can draw that or I can make that. And that's just how I've been moving my through my life. So
Yeah, so that's interesting. Like most of us, well, I shouldn't say most of us because I guess we all have different mediums, but I know for me particularly, it was drawing was specifically what I wanted to do. But for you, you're like anything.
yeah, whatever feels good. Like I started off as painting and then it's like, oh, let me just take a couple pictures and they looked good. And I was like, I'm gonna keep doing this. And then I created like a short film. And it wasn't even supposed to be a film. It was like for security purposes during like the protests in 2020. And I had so
Yeah.
much footage and I put it all together. And then the short film turned into a long film. And I wanted to like be more hands-on with my work and feel more of the energies that I'm putting into my stuff. So I started sculpting. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. Feels
Yeah.
pretty like natural, but yeah, no schooling.
No schooling. So for a bunch of us, I mean, even though you knew early on what you wanted to do and who you are, but like um a lot of us like say, okay, well, that's impossible, so this is what I'm gonna end up doing as my work. Is
Mhm.
there a point where you just said, No, I'm gonna be an artist, and I that's what I want my work to be, not just who I am as a as an identity, but like my work.
Yeah, I've always like rooted for myself. Always.
Never had a doubt.
Nope. No.
Wow.
But after I'm like complete something, I'm like, oh my God, maybe I don't have like what it takes to do these things. So like imposter syndrome, I'll get it like after, but going towards it, never. I'm like, I can do this. I know I can. Anybody can do this. It shouldn't be that hard. And I just always like to prove myself wrong
Mm,
and prove like other people wrong. Like, oh yeah, because you didn't go to art school. Like, how are you an artist? And like, it doesn't take much to be like naturally talented.
yeah.
I show up and do what I need to do. But yeah, I've always rooted for myself.
See, and that's where we're another thing where I felt like we're similar. Like the little chip on the shoulder thing that I always used to motivate me. It's like, oh, they doubt me. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Oh, I'm doubting myself. I
Yeah.
could figure that out.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. I think it's from like my upbringing. Like
Mm,
my family always encouraged me to do whatever it is that I wanted to do. So since I was
yeah.
little, like, yeah, you can do this, you can do that. Like I was a tomboy. Go climb that
Okay.
tree, girl, with that dress on. And I would just do it. And the boys like, you can't do that. I've always done things and people told me I couldn't do them.
Right. So, like, did you have a role model, you would say, in sort of this creative space specifically? And if not someone you actually knew, was there like an artist you were kind of looking at and saying, that's, I identify with them?
Mhm. Well, they wouldn't have called themselves an artist, but my uncle,
Mm.
he passed away recently. He was a big influence in my artistry. Like he was very crafty. He made dresses for drag queens and
Wow.
he like knitted things and baked and drew and took pictures. He's done all these things, never went to school for any of it. And I was so admired by him. And I just wanted to do all the things I could possibly do for it, like that, to even like compare to him. Even his writing, it's like calligraphy, is so perfect. And I can't write like that. Nah, that's one thing I can't do is like write neatly. But yeah, he was the main person that was like creative in my household because he raised me, him and my grandmother. My mother was there too, but we all lived in the same house. And he
Yeah.
was the father figure and
Uh-huh.
just done it all. My mom's pretty crafty too. Like she used to paint and do ceramics, but it was something about him that intrigued me. He actually helped me one time and I when I was like about 10 years old, got my first camera. I did this coloring contest at Lawton's drugstore and he helped me color it and I won a camera and I loved it. It was like my first camera ever. Yeah, it was a good time.
So you kind of like, you had like a live-in mentor in a way. Like, that's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, he didn't see himself like that, but he just like did whatever he could. And yeah, I appreciated it.
Cool. So like, I'm gonna big you up a little bit more because you're not doing it enough, but
Big me,
you've
I watch.
you know, you gotta get some props, you know.
I'm okay. I gotta take my headscarf off for this one. The
So like,
condition. Okay, yeah, sorry, go on.
I mean, like when they so this is the second time I've participated in this program, and both
Mhm.
times they have partnered me with people who I'm like, you sure there's people who need like me as like a
Stop.
I don't know how I could help this person. Like you're already like done a lot. So I mean, you've like had multiple showings of your work. I mean like you've done stuff for like I don't know, tons of arts organizations in this city and don't seem to be stopping anytime soon. And you're very motivated. You've done the apparel thing like me. You've done your work was very visible during the 2020 when social media finally started to pay attention to Black lives and the world generally, I guess you could say. And I was always like, oh, who's the person behind those shirts? Who's the person behind those shirts? Like we're on a similar wave. And I was like, man. And so when I was like, oh, that's you, and then also you had the taking Black Gottingen
Yeah.
markets that I was also looking at getting involved with, and I never got my act together to actually go. So stuff like that, like to me, I mean, I am trained, and I know a lot of people who are trained, and that drive is not something you can teach.
Hmm.
And I'm just so fascinated by that. And we've kind of talked about sort of goals you have going forward and things like that, but like what made you want to join the mentorship program?
To be honest, I just wanted to do something different. And I went to the opening. Andrea Ritchie invited me and I went and I seen all the like the art and stuff. It's like I think I can like do this. I want to be a part of this. Just to be a part of something. I didn't really have an idea, but this could be beneficial. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know who I'm gonna be partnered with, but I specifically said someone who is Black, who
Mm-hmm.
understands me, who's on the same wavelength as my artistry. That's it doesn't need to be a man, doesn't need to be a woman. I don't care who it is, just
Yeah.
like get me out there. And then when it comes up, when we've met, all the things just came to mind. I didn't
Yeah.
even know who you were. I was like, who is this Dwayne Jones? It's like, oh, okay, I get it now. Okay, okay, okay. Yes. And your clothing line is just like everywhere. And I
Yeah.
was clothed once upon a time, but yeah, I'm always creating and you have a platform, you know so many people. You have this podcast. Now I'm on here. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, like so I mean, thank you for that, but it is interesting because that's where it was like another thing. Like, I live on the internet, so a lot of people know of Art pays me more than I know like who the person is behind
Yeah.
it. And I've been working on that's why I'm doing this podcast and stuff like that because I'm like I gotta let people know what's up and be existing in the real world a little bit more. So that's actually a kind of mutual goal that we have. And I mean, I know we've had this conversation before about like keeping it real and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
we're about to go a little bit more real too here.
Mhm.
So some of the actual other mutual goals we talked about is like how difficult it can be for Black artists, and particularly artists like us who maybe talk about or exhibit uncomfortable materials to a
Mhm.
certain audience,
Mhm.
in a city, in a province and country, whatever,
Yeah.
that is mostly white, that doesn't necessarily connect with those things. Like, how do you feel about that as an artist?
Uh, in my opinion, I feel like being here in Nova Scotia as a Black artist is a trap and is suffocating because I can't get nowhere. I can't
Mm,
get nowhere here. Like, yeah, there's like a small Black arts community, and there I am a part of like other arts organizations like Vans, but I just don't feel like this province is pushing me to be big. Like I apply for
mm,
so many things and I contributed my stuff to so many parts of like our culture and African Nova Scotian history. But like I just don't feel like it can push me out of here to get big. I want to be big. I want my flowers now, not when I die. I don't want people to be like, oh yeah, I remember when she did this, this, and that. No, I'm still here. And I have stories that I want to be told and that need to be heard. But being in Nova Scotia, I don't feel like I have that navigation to get out. So
yeah. So in 2020, when like your stuff started to become more public, did
mhm.
you feel that like you were kind of on the cusp of something like that happening?
Yeah, I did. I felt like, oh shoot, like it just happened overnight. It was like woke up one morning, made a few things, and it got a lot of people's attention, but it didn't go as far as I wanted it to. Like
Hmm.
I was making like clothes and stuff, but like prices and money just wasn't. I didn't have like the things I needed to make that flourish in the way that I wanted to, like personally. But also, Nova Scotia's small. Some people don't even know
Yeah.
that Black people exist.
Yeah.
in Nova Scotia. They think we're just fishermen and eat lobsters. Like I don't like many people don't even know that we're here. And
Mm-hmm.
I would like to shine some light on Nova Scotia, specifically like African Nova Scotians and Black people that are a part of this province. But I don't know like how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like in
It's
a
so funny.
most efficient way.
Right. Right. And that's where again, like I think we're on the same page. It's just there is so much interesting culture here to share and
Mhm.
break out to the rest of the world, etc. And uh how we get there is tricky. And um I don't know, like when I think about like I grew up listening to rap. My that's my thing.
Mhm.
And I just so I'm a kid from Bermuda, and just remember like these rappers that I grew up listening to, they'd be talking about like a specific project that they grew up in.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that, where
Mhm.
they grew up, a specific building on a specific block in a specific
Yeah.
city, but yet what they're saying is connecting with what I'm experiencing. I'm
Mhm.
watching Seinfeld, white Jewish dude in his 30s, I'm 16 or whatever. And
Mhm.
I'm like, these things these fools are talking about connect with me. So I'm in a way of thinking now, like we as an art community, art world, whatever you want to say, have to stop being afraid that our individual ideas won't connect with certain audiences
Mhm.
because we're all human. The experiences are similar, and it's like um sometimes I'm concerned about that when it comes to like representation here for
Mhm.
us because it feels like, well, that's not going to necessarily connect with the broader
Yeah.
audience. It's like, well, if you look at the human experience, it's all connected. So it's like we have this double issue of getting local people to appreciate us,
Mhm.
or like what we were kind of resigned to at this point is like go to where the audiences are that already get it and they don't need that education.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess in a perfect world, what would you see? Say, Nova Scotia got his act together. What would you see as a perfect solution or situation?
Um, well, for me, my art is for anybody, everybody, but my
Yeah,
art is black. It's black first.
yeah,
And once it touches the black eye, then I feel like it'll be good. But even some black people don't even like talking about the things that I talk about. They are pretty deep. My art
yeah.
is pretty deep. And some people are afraid to like even touch on that. Like, oh, don't bring up the past, or I don't care about those things. Once we can
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge that this is important and we are be able to get behind the people that are creating these things and push them forward to a place of what excellence, I should say, and like recognition, I feel like we would be good.
Yeah,
And not so much like assume that the white people are going to do it because they're even more afraid to like push this kind of story. But if my people could just get behind me and push me and help me, then I feel like I could be on my way.
yeah. So you're of the mindset of let's put those uncomfortable conversations out there.
Yeah,
Let's like put those images out there, and then we can actually have real progress because it's
yeah,
out there, it's honest, it's open,
yeah.
sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like recently I was in Nocturne and my exhibition was called Of the Water. It was
Mm-hmm.
about it was paying homage to our lost ancestors who like either sacrificed themselves into the water, were thrown, or just like killed and fed to the sharks. So I just made this exhibit and there was lots of blues and skin tone colors. And a white lady stopped by and she's like, I only stopped by because I like the color blue. I was like, what? I heard it was about water and I come to see what it was, but I didn't know it was about people. And it's about your
Wow.
ancestors. I was like, yeah, the water is what captivated me. And I was like, the water is literally what captivated everyone. There's still our blood's still in that water. And all I wanted to do is just say thank you to those people who like sacrificed their lives. And she was like, I didn't really like realize that's how deep it was. And then she started talking about the Amistad, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of the same thing. But people don't really talk about these things. People forget these stories. But no, people sacrificed their lives for me to be here. And I just wanted to say thank you. And she's like, thank you. It's like, yeah. But if that was a black person, it'd be a whole different story. But the white lady came to see
Mm.
the water. But I'm happy that it called her to come see. Maybe she has some reflection or whatever. But yeah, just get out there, really.
No, I love that. And that was a really dope piece aesthetically and like just conceptually it was powerful. And I think that for me is where art hits a sweet spot that I love anyway. Because like you said, like she's drawn into it because of the color, and then she's just like, oh damn, I'm
Yeah.
seeing more there. And uh like yeah, I think it's just it's what we as we're here to do. And the ironic thing about the art industry is like the money is mostly in conservative hands, not conservative
Mhm.
as in the conservative party, but like conservative
Yeah.
thinking people. Uh, but like we as artists are often outsiders thinking like in different weird conceptual ways and
Yeah.
putting a lot of things together. And I think that's something that's also like under talked about too. Like a lot of it we're thought of as more aesthetic type people who create images, but like
Mm.
we are actually very, very cerebral, deep thought
Yeah.
thinking people. Um, how much like since your work is so particularly conceptual, I mean, and you said that you don't necessarily pick a medium, but there is this through line that is always consistent with your work in terms of subject matter and feel. Do you spend a lot of time alone, like just in your thoughts?
Uh, Not really. Not when it like comes to art. I could be watching TV and an
Yeah.
idea just pop in. Like, oh yeah,
Uh,
definitely. Now it's just like I have this notebook and I just draw all the things down that I want to accomplish in the year.
yeah.
But once I do get the idea, I do get like deep in thought after I have the idea. And I'm like,
Mm,
how can I make this like work? And then like either it's photography or like sculpting or something, it just pops in. And I actually visualize myself feeling this piece and I can already see it complete. And then I just like
yeah.
go for it. Yeah, I don't know what I need at the time. I just
Yeah.
go. I don't know what it is. I just roll with it.
I-
It's like a calling or something.
Impulsive, sort of.
Yeah. And this
Yeah.
time the impulsivity is good because when I was younger, bad choices. But when it comes to art, yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. And I hate it and I love it at the same time because it's like I get an idea for something and I'm like, I gotta make it right now.
Yes. 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 Absolutely hear that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like recently on the weekend, me and my youngest daughter, she does art too. And I was just watching something. I was like, oh, I got an idea. She's like, what is it? I'm like, I can't tell you right now. I can't say I have to write down. And I was writing all these things down. She's like, are we gonna do it? I was like, no. But you want to? She's like, yeah, what is it? She's always around when I like create stuff. And she loves watching me do it. She wants to be an artist like me, specifically focused on
Wow.
Black history. Say, oh, I love that. She wants to go to Dow. Like, whatever, girl, do whatever you need.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ideas just like pop in all the time.
Mm-hmm. Does it, so this is the problem I have
Mhm.
is I'm mad at myself when I don't make enough art, but I'm also mad at myself when I make art at times when I'm supposed to be doing something else. I was almost late for something this weekend because I just like saw some, oh, I want to add this thing to this painting and just picked up the paint. Da, 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 and everyone's like, where are you? What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I'll be there in a second. And I'm just,
Yep. Yes, yes. It's always one more thing, just one more thing. And when I create, I like to finish the piece in like one setting.
oh,
I
wow, really?
Yeah, all the ideas that I have are gonna happen right now, and I'm gonna put them on. it's rare that I like go step away and come back with like another idea. It's already there. But I don't know what it is. I just like to complete things. Yeah.
That's actually healthy, I think.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Sometimes it's like hours. I'm just sitting there just giving it. But
yeah,
I feel good about it. But I rarely come back with like another idea to add on to something.
yeah. I was talking about this the other day actually because I have one painting in particular that I got a lot of compliments on, and I did it
Hmm.
one sitting, boom, and I have not touched it since and just
Yeah.
left it. And yet I have other paintings here that I just keep tinkering with, and it takes me months to finish them
Mhm.
because I'm like, it's not ready. I'll put it away and then I'll
Yeah.
hit it up again. And but like there is a part of me that's just like, it's just gotta be done. Just
Yeah.
put it out, move on to the next thing because I don't know. And I
Mhm.
maybe everyone's got different ways of working and I shouldn't beat myself up about it. But it's nice to like have that thing just done, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this
I like when things are like complete.
yeah, it feels good.
All right. Yeah, it does feel good, but then I have like more things I want to do. Okay, I'm gonna add another piece to this piece. This is done. Move on,
Mm.
make something else. And then it just turns to a collection of things. But yeah, completion is good.
You know what, actually, and that is a very good point, and that's something else that I've been trying to coach myself on actually is that like you don't have to tell the entire story in one piece. Like,
Yep.
you know, it's okay to like I used to have the mindset that everything I create has to be completely unique in some kind of
Mm.
way. And no, it doesn't really have to if you
I honestly feel like I used to be like that. Like, oh, it has to be like weird and very abstract for it to be
yeah.
like art. That's because it's all we see. It's like the weird abstract things get the most attention. And then
Mm-hmm.
you have to unlearn those things. Like art is so subjective. It can be literally anything. And so
Mm-hmm.
what if you have a full thought of a painting? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't need to be abstract. That is still art. But you don't really see that kind of stuff. Like I
Yeah.
actually make full figured people and you don't really see those kinds of things. Like, you'll never walk
Mm-hmm.
in like a bank and see a full figured naked woman. That's not gonna happen.
No.
Yeah, like the title may be naked woman and then it should be splashes of paint somewhere. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's those are the little things that we need to unlearn because art's anything.
For sure. And that limited me too because I'm like I have to have a story. I have to have a concept behind this piece. But like again, that one where I did in one sitting, it was literally me just thinking about color blue transitioning to white. I
Yeah,
like that. Let me just play with that.
yeah,
And it turned out like and it's okay to just
yeah.
play. You know what I mean? Like the exploration of a color or
Mhm.
a technique or a texture, whatever. It's all good. Like we're too hard on ourselves, I think,
Yes,
sometimes.
yes. That's because of society and media, but you gotta let that shit go. Yeah.
So we've talked about like curation
Mm.
and gallery stuff and like do you see yourself working more in that sort of space as like a curator or a gallery owner or something like that?
I absolutely want to own a gallery. I can already see it. I'm already there. I have no name for it yet, but I can see it. And the gallery will be like multifunctional. There'll be a gallery, and then there will be like some sort of like workshop space to create, and then like a recreation. I can see it. I'm gonna own a gallery. I'm gonna want to own a gallery. And yeah, curation, I guess like I create my whole life. Like
Yeah.
I'm already a curator in that way. And a lot of my life I literally see through like a artistic lens all the time. So yeah, maybe it's born an artist. Born an artist, no schooling.
Uh
Yeah.
yeah, I say that all the time to people like And I think, and anyone who works in the art school, if they're honest, like they'd be real about that too. And they are when I've had those conversations. It's like, I didn't go to NASCAD to become an artist. I was already an artist. Like,
Yeah,
I went to NASCAD to learn how to like do other stuff, like
yeah,
be a professional in the field. And there's still room to learn, as I found out, even when you go to school about being a professional,
mhm,
like the stuff that you talked about and applying for grants and like just setting up markets, being more entrepreneurial minded. Like those are the kind of things that we don't necessarily learn that we probably should be learning when we go to
yeah,
art school. Because like as far as like what we make and what we don't make, there's always going to be trends and there's always going to be like, oh, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. But there's always someone that breaks the rules and does it anyway and they have
mhm,
success. So like yeah, school can't tell you how to be an artist.
yeah.
Um yeah, like so for like the She Nubian clothing and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Is that something you want to bring back in any way or
Uh, yeah, in the future, prior in the future, I would bring that back. But right
yeah.
now, it's like so busy with like work and like my kids, just trying to get focused and settled on like new things in life. But
Hmm.
I definitely would like my clothing changed people's lives. Like people mentioned to me that they never felt more like themselves until they wore like a shirt that said unapologetically queer or something. And wearing
Yeah.
that shirt, they like didn't give a fuck. They didn't care. And I love that. I love that so much. My kids still wear this the stuff. Like it's so old now, but yeah. Yeah, and like parents will reach out to me like, yo, my kid is transitioning. I want to buy a sweater. They love your sweater. I want to buy a rug. They love your rug.
Dope.
I'm like, yeah, I love that. I love that. And like black people, they wore it all day, every day in bed, like sleeping and everything. Like that's just a go-to.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I'll bring that back. I have tons of ideas, but money, I don't have like the money for it right now. Yeah, it will come back though. Don't worry.
You know what?
Belly, be a Machiavelli brand. Come back.
Yeah, I'm back. We should. So I have a thing. I have like sort of a series of projects that are like have the unapologetic word in it.
Yeah,
We should do something with that. We should
I
collaborate.
am down. Yes. It's gonna be a yes for me.
Okay, okay. Yeah, don't hold me to that because I don't want to write it down right now because I'll get sidetracked and
I'll
ADHD
write it.
stuff. But like, yes, remind me because that's something we can work on for sure that I think would be dope. Uh, yeah, I think and honestly, the other when we first connected, the first time we met, I was like, oh yeah, shit. Like Cordeena and I, we're gonna like shake shit up in this city.
Man, we still can. I'm ready. I am so
Yeah, yeah, we both had some setbacks recently,
yeah.
but that's okay. It happens. Like that's life. But yeah, I think for the new year, I'm trying to get my head in the game and ready to go for it. Like you talked about goals and writing stuff down. How about like what you willing to share any of your 2024 goals?
Well, a goal that I have is just create more art that tells more in-depth stories about blackness and even like my own stuff. Like as a single mom, like I have this painting, I can see it of a single mother.
Mm,
I just need to get it done, but I want the biggest canvas I can find.
mm,
I'm so busy, I don't have time to like go pick a canvas up or like even make one at this point. But yeah, I'm just trying to tell more in-depth stories and they'll reach whoever they need to reach. I also
yeah.
want to do an exhibition, like create an exhibition for daughters and their connection with their mothers
Hmm.
and a good or bad or whatever. But like, how can I say this? 'Kay, I'm 33, and
Mm-hmm.
whoever's like around my age, like I have lots of like girlfriends that have some sort of like conflict with their moms. And astrology, our Chiron it's the wounded healer, and it is in like cancer for us. So that's very
Mm-hmm.
emotional. And I want to bring that out. I want us to get together, to heal, to share our stories, and to like forgive each other and move on, break some of
Yeah.
these curses. That's what I want. That is like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see if I get it done.
Yeah. That's fire actually.
Yeah.
That's powerful because there is something there with like mothers and daughters and like yeah, it can be really bad, it can be really positive and
Yeah.
somewhere in between and that's a cool story to tell.
Yes. That's it. Copyright. Don't want to take that shit because that's my name. Yeah. But yeah, more in-depth stories. You have
Right,
any
right.
for your artistry?
Yeah, so some of the things we talked about, I have set a goal to apply for more grants. Is something that I have been really slack on, and I'm
Mhm.
really trying to hold myself to that. Um, I want to apply for more open calls.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
yeah, can't complain about not being in galleries if I'm not doing enough submissions. So, that's one of my things on my list. And also like, the mutual goals that we have of I also want to open a gallery at some point. And
Hmm.
I'm just like I'm tired of saying someday. I'm like I'm putting deadlines on myself to make this stuff happen.
Hmm.
So, if while I'm helping you figure it out, I'm helping myself figure it out too. And
Same.
like let's make it make it do what it do. So that's a big thing for me just to figure out what needs to happen to make
Mhm.
that happen. um and also like doing less in some ways at the same time.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I wrote down all the active projects I have and it was like over 40, and it's impossible for one person to do that much stuff. Like,
Yeah.
so I have to figure out how to do less but be more, get greater results at the same time.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, because it's not good for my mental health to be like always disappointed in myself or feeling like I'm
Yeah.
letting somebody down or whatever the case may be. So yeah, yeah, there's that, and also just paint, keep myself to that thing and paint like, you know.
Yeah.
I used to be scared. Oh, go ahead.
No, I said no, keep painting.
Yeah, like I mean, there was a part of me that was scared to like limit myself to that and say, "Oh, I'm a painter, I'm a painter." But
Hmm.
I'm like, bro, that's the thing that you mostly enjoy doing. Just do it. Just paint. Just do it. So is that, and same with the products. Like, stop being so precious and make the shit and release it. That's
Yep.
it.
Yep. That's it.
And try to sell it.
Yeah.
Try to actually sell it. Don't just say, "Hey, look at this cool thing and check it out, Instagram," and then 2
Yeah.
months later.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Like I have a attachment issues when I create certain things. I'm like, I'm never
mm,
selling that. But then I just have like so much of it. Like I just need to push it. But I don't know what it is. It's mine. I just don't want to like let it go kind of thing. But
I
I
feel you.
start doing that.
Yeah. Even with my clothing too, like I started giving more stuff away to like
Mhm.
friends or family. And they're
Yeah.
like, "Why? Why are you doing this now?" I'm like, "I don't know why I haven't been doing this all this time." Like,
Yeah.
I'm holding on to it because I need to have like 5 of that shirt to remember that I designed it. And it's like, why?
Yeah. Like a like no, I feel you. I feel you.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. But yeah, like so we have um an exhibition that's going to be coming up as part of the mentorship program. It's not to the summer, so it's a while away, but
Yeah.
are you um I know what you're going to put in there.
Yeah.
Is is this something that you are excited about?
The event or like the piece or all?
It's hard to say because this is one of those weird things.
Yeah. The event, I mean, I'm open to whatever, like whatever happens, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be an experience either way. The piece that I'm going to submit, can we only submit one or can it be like two? I don't even
It can be a bunch.
oh,
Whatever.
oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. Anyway, the piece is my most vulnerable. My most vulnerable.
Yeah.
I'll say that. And not many people really like talk about these kinds of things. And it's been my whole life right now. I shouldn't say my whole life.
Yeah.
Last couple months, it's been my life. So yeah, I just want to put it out there.
Yeah.
It's a very vulnerable side of me. So that's all I'll say about it.
I'm glad you're keeping it at that too. And that's kind of where I'm at too. It's those uncomfortable, vulnerable things, putting them out. But I feel like it's healing in some kind of way
Yeah.
to get it out. Um, yeah. So like what would you say is the most difficult thing about like trying to pursue this creative life that you've ex been going through?
Um, Space and money, I would say. If I had the space and the money, the stuff I would be creating would be crazy. But I don't have the space.
Mm,
And I also don't have the time either because I'm a single mama three and I work full time. So I don't really have much time to do the things that I really want to do. But if somebody would like
yeah.
to sponsor me as a person, like, hey, I love you as an artist, keep creating, just putting that out there, I would love that. So I can just do my thing, you know,
Yeah.
and get my flowers while I'm here. That's all I want.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, you talked about that's another like kind of big component about this stuff too, about pricing, and charging for your work, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's hard for us to accept money,
Yeah.
for what we do. But like what you said is a good point. Just we can't create if we don't have the resources and the space, and
Mm.
you need money to have space,
Yeah.
to create stuff.
Yeah, adequate space. Like I have space in my basement, but I can't do the grand things that I want to do. And if I had money, I could rent a space or even own a space. But I don't have that either of those things. So they will come.
Yeah, we're putting it out there.
Yes.
Is is there any advice you would give to like a youngster that's trying to come up and be the next Cordina?
Oh, the next me. Oh, jeez. Be better than me. That's it. Just be better. Be better. Be more vocal. Don't be scared. Just do what I would do, but better. One up me. I love that. Yeah,
Yeah, you don't
that
feel threatened.
no. Because
Mm,
what's for me is for me, and what's for whoever else is for them. I'm in my own lane. All can
love
exist
it.
at the same time. So just do better. Be better than me. And push, push. Make space for yourself in uncomfortable rooms and uncomfortable conversations. Just represent yourself.
Yeah, love it, love it, love it. So that's it. Is there anything you want to talk about that you have coming up that you want to plug or whatever the case may be?
Mm, no. Oh, I have a new Instagram. It's like I rebranded myself. Yeah, She Nubian Liberation was me. It still is me, but like I'm standing on my own 2 feet, like more art specifically from Kordeena.
Yeah,
So yeah, my Instagram is Kordeena.Dimitra. That's my middle name. Yeah, so I'll be doing more art based off of myself and out of the that Instagram. Yeah, that's it. That's all.
that's it. That's it. And I mean, I want to help you with the website. I that's
Please,
that's on my list.
please. Oh my God. I want a website, but it's just so I can't. This is so overwhelming to think about. So many
Yeah.
things. And then perfectionism kicks in.
Listen, that's one of my projects for myself. Like I started it, threw stuff up, and now I'm like, I gotta
Yeah.
organize this better. I gotta upload more new work, and
Yeah.
it's something, but it's
Mhm.
unfortunately part of the game.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what I would like on this website, like the layout, how would I want it to be.
Exactly. Yeah, big
That's the first step.
first step. Maybe that's what we can put as a goal.
Yeah.
Figure out what's going on there.
Yes. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got yeah.
So, Cordina, thank you for connecting and doing this podcast and
Thank
jumping
you.
on.
Of course. Finally.
Yes, took a while, but we made it
Yes.
happen.
Yeah. Black people time. You know.
Hey.
Yeah, always on time.
Yes, it's how it goes. And Cordeana had to save me because I messed up and, was on my unorganized tip and I couldn't get the Google thing to record and all this
Oh,
kind of stuff.
oh, whatever. That is not,
So Cordeana had to step in and help me with the recording side of things. So amateur hour here. Sorry about that, folks.
man,
Um,
it's community, you know. I got you. Don't
community.
worry. I'm paying for this and I don't even use it.
So, Art Pays Me peeps, thank you for jumping in. This is the first episode of 2024.
Oh,
And
shoot. Love it.
yes, indeed, we Happy New Year and all that to folks and whatnot. I'm gonna try to get back on a more regular recording schedule, get my, shit together basically, and keep releasing these things and having these conversations. Cool. All right, Cordina. Thank you very much,
Thank
and I'll talk to you later.
you. Sure. And I'll send this to you.
Yes.
All right.
Please, thank you. All right, bye. Thank you for listening to Art Pays Me. Hit me up on socials at Art Pays Me pretty much everywhere and let me know what you think. I love connecting with listeners. If you're an artist looking for clothes that speak to the creative lifestyle, check out artpaysme.com. Peace.